Hi there, this is Steve Spurrier. You can join University of Florida Hall of Famer Shane Matthews and also the two-time SEC Player of the Year every weekday as he brings you all you need to know about the Florida Gators, including news, analysis, opinions, and some of the biggest names in sports. You can find him on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. Or you can watch him live at 8 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter.
Good morning, folks. It is PodUp with Matthews in the morning, coming to you from the International Diamond Center Studios, locations across the state of Florida. Right there is Celebration Point in the heart of Gator Nation. Go check them out, International Diamond Center. And don't forget, weather is back and forth, so call our good friends at Comfort Temp Heating and Air. They're the local HVAC company. Comfort is our business. Peace of mind is our promise. Today's program, we'll have JC, then we'll have Chris Harry from FloridaGators.com. They'll be hitting the road today to College Station to play Bucky ball and the Aggies. And then we got the Super Bowl. So let's go to the Titan hotline, courtesy of Comfort Temp. Corn Dog?
Yep.
Who's winning the waste management, by the way?
Oh, somebody that you may have picked. Gee, it's a shock that I had no idea you might bring that up this morning.
Well, my guy that was winning round one a couple of weeks ago, I don't even know if he made the cut.
Yeah, well, this guy's a gamer, and he's won before, and he's an Oklahoma Sooner, and he's just a solid player. Chris Gatterup. And I think he landed on the scene last year when he won the Scottish Open, if I'm not mistaken. That was his debut win, let's just say. And so, yes, that was a great pick that you stole from me because I was going to pick him next, but you beat me to the gun, and great pick. How about my man Jake Knapp, though? I mean, he's just playing such good golf. He's 4 under. He's 4 behind Chris. He's so good. I don't know where the hell this guy came from, but man,
he's like a UCLA kid, JC.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that's why we don't know, because UCLA is one of those irrelevant schools that live out in the shadows of the Big Ten or whatever conference they think they're a part of right now. And we never talk about UCLA about anything. I mean, there's just never a reason to. But there he is, and you have to be impressed with the way he's played. You know, he tied for 5th last week. So that's great. You'll have that to watch before the Super Bowl.
Have you ever seen anybody swing easier and hit it farther than anybody than him?
No. And honest to God, maybe Oberg. I mean, he kind of
hits it farther than him.
Well, Jake Knapp does?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jake
but
Knapp
I mean,
might be the longest guy on tour.
Oberg, yes, and I hear you. But Oberg is very fluid with his swing as well. So you've got that waste management golf to watch before the Super Bowl. Where is Scotty at? Is he
Scotty's like 2 or 3 over par. He's struggling. He's done. His career's over.
2 or 3 over is surprising. But boy, I bet you could get some amazing odds on him for top 10 finish. Because he will not quit, I'll tell you that. Hopefully he'll make the cut, though. All right, so
Art, real quick, here's a stat for you, JC. Art just threw out to us on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Plummet. Knapp averaged 330 yesterday off the tee.
It's just insane.
And he has the easy. This is why I argued with you about this last year about him and DeChambeau.
You did?
DeChambeau swings as hard as a human being can swing it, and he doesn't hit it as far as Jake Knapp, who barely swings.
Oh. He doesn't hit it as far. Are you sure he doesn't hit it as far? On an
average base, I would take Jake Knapp any day. And plus, Jake Knapp's going to hit it straighter.
Jake Knapp is very accurate off the tee, and that's why he's got a chance every single week he plays. And that's saying a lot right there. He's a great player. He'll win another tournament this year. I'm sure of it. He's just too good not to, and he stays healthy. So he's right there now. I was going off track. Oh, so let me turn to the Gators real quick. This game they play against Texas A&M will be a challenge. It will be a very good test for the Gators to go on the road to play this team that was right there against Alabama. And yes, we had Texas A&M plus 7.5 as our pick on Wednesday, and that was an easy cover at Alabama. They did score 97 points. Alabama scored 100. And so it was a very entertaining game.
They say they shot 79 3-pointers between the two teams.
I mean, it's nuts. They just line up and just fire. And so a very fun team to watch. I enjoy watching them play. And I think Florida will be it'll be a great test. I think it'll be
See,
a good test.
I'm going to somewhat disagree with you.
Okay. What do you think?
Ball's great. JC, they don't have a dude that's like, I think their tallest guy's 6'6", 6'7". They have no height.
Really? None?
None. They're the smallest team in the league.
Well,
They might
maybe
be the smallest team in the country.
Well, maybe Florida's the play.
Florida is going to destroy them, in my opinion, and here's why.
Destroy them.
Because they press.
Yeah.
But our size is going to give them problems because our big guys, all three, exclude Micah. Micah can't really run. He can run the floor okay, but the other ones are really good floor runners. As long as our backcourt protects the ball somewhat, we're going to pass ahead of their press, and I think we're going to get a million dunks.
Well, if that's
We'll
the
talk
case,
to Chris Harry and see what he thinks.
Here's
but I
what
think our size is going to destroy them.
Okay, I mean that's point taken there, but Florida is only laying 4.5 in this game. So, I mean, if you want to keep riding this train, this is an opportunity if what you say is going to happen. I'll tell you who else is playing better in the league right now is Kentucky. They've won a couple of games. They get Tennessee at home, and they're basically a pick 'em against the Vols, who are also playing well. So that's another game. That's an 8:30 game on Saturday night in Lexington. And the Gators are also on at 8:30 Saturday night in College Station. So if you have 2 TVs, or let's say, look back here, we have 3, you can watch both games at the same time. It's a wonderful thing that you're able to do if you're bored on Saturday night. So Florida -4.5, Kentucky -1.5. Those are going to be plays for me. Based on what you said about the Gators, I don't know. I would have thought this game would be close, but maybe your analysis is accurate. We'll see
I'm just going
if
by
it plays out that way.
I think they have a phenomenal year so far, but they've played the bottom tier. I think they're 1 and 2 against the top tier of the league in the conference.
Okay.
I just think our athleticism. Let's just put it this way: they have not faced anyone that has a complete basketball team like we do.
Okay. Well, and if
That doesn't mean we can't lose the game, though.
No, it doesn't. This league is hard, and these road trips can be something. And maybe Texas A&M, I'm overvaluing them, but they did run pretty well with an Alabama team that's okay. It's not a great team.
But JC, would you agree that Alabama plays zero defense?
Zero, less than zero.
Well, we're one of the top defensive teams in America.
Okay. So Cal Johnston and I are going to go ahead and lay the 4.5 and feel good about it.
You thinking the other way?
Well, I was thinking maybe even making it more than 4.5 and making it 6 or 7.5, just because on an alt line I'm going to get odds if the Gators are going to roll these guys. But these are college kids. You just never know how they're going to come out and feel. But
I like it because we've been off all week.
Yeah.
It was our bye week, so to speak. And I just think I'm gonna confirm here, but I am about 99% sure.
Yeah.
Of this roster for the Aggies that they don't have anybody. Well, I got to go through every play. Never mind.
It's okay. I mean, you can ask Chris. Chris will tell you.
I'm pretty sure 6'6" is the biggest guy they got.
That's not going to do it. That's not going to be enough. That's going to be hard to deal with. Florida's going to be hard to deal with, I should say. So I love the Gators in this matchup. If your analysis is accurate, because yes, matchups matter. And when you play the Florida Gators, if you can't at least slow down that front court, you're in tragic shape, terrible shape.
All right. I don't know all their starters. I'm just going to go straight through their roster. 6'3", 6'1", 6'2", 6'5". There's a 6'11" guy, Jamie Vincent. I don't know if he plays. 6 foot, 6'5". There's a 6'11" dude. I know he doesn't play. 6'3", 6'6", 6'3".
Yeah.
No, I'll take that back. Rashawn Agee is our forward. He's their biggest guy. He's 6'8".
6'8". I mean,
6'8" that plays for them. Federico 6'11", but he can't. So I misspoke. But Federico. What if we called you John? I got to go back to that. I love that. Federico's his name. Where do you think he's from, JC?
The Dominican Republic.
Let's find out. He's from Helsinki, Finland.
What? That's odd.
There's no way. He moved as a kid. Nobody in Finland calls their kid Frederico. All right. We'll talk more Gators, but I like the Gators. I love Bucky Ball. I love the way they play.
I mean, they're great. They're great.
Here's what's going to be Bucky with the money they have at A&M in the next year after kids have really watched his style of play around the country. If he gets a couple 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" guys that can run the floor and shoot, look out.
Yeah, look out.
I love
the way he coaches basketball. Maybe can I start calling you Michael Michaels?
No, it's Frederico. It's the same exact first name. Don't take an S off.
So Michael
and John on the program.
Well, I used to be called John, by the way, from my dad. He used to call me John. All right, man. We're taking the Gators laying the 4.5. We're taking Kentucky laying the 1.5 and do it with confidence. And I'm not even buy Florida down to 6.5 and get some odds on the alt line, because if the Gators just pound the rock, I like you said, Frederico is not going to be able to handle it. So hopefully Florida
doesn't play a whole lot because he can't stay with the pace of play.
And just save the world if the Gators start making maybe 40% or 45% of their three-point shots, because then the defense has no chance against this team. And so hopefully Florida will come out ready to play. I have no reason to believe they will. I'm
gonna give me a prop bet here, JC, on how many layups, fast break layups, and dunks the Gators get.
Ooh, I'm
going with 7.
Yeah, I'm going to go over 10. If what you're saying is right, because Texas A&M likes an up-pace style. They love to keep the tempo going. It's up and down the court. Alabama and they played up and down the court. 197 points were scored. My God. So, I mean, just bet on that or look at the over and take the total and go over. I got so many great props for you, QB. My favorite prop on Sunday at 6:15 is going to be Kenneth Walker over 21.5 receiving yards. You lay 15 cents on that. I am so confident of that pick. It's going to be my biggest pick on the entire board. Kenneth Walker over 21.5 receiving yards. They are going to dump and dink and dunk. And then they're going to try to hit Shaheed down the field. But I love Kenneth Walker getting over 21.5 yards. I love Drake May rushing for over 6 attempts. I think he's going to be under pressure all day. I love Cooper Kupp over 2.5 receptions, and I love Sam Darnold over 31.5 passing attempts. So once again, Drake May over 6.5 rushing attempts, Cooper Kupp over 2.5 receptions, Sam Darnold over 31.5 passing attempts, and the big one for me is Kenneth Walker over 21.5 receiving yards. Bank it, take the Seahawks minus the 4.5, take them in the first half, and just roll with the NFC in this Super Bowl. They are going to win, and this will kind of erase the sick memory of basically handing New England the Super Bowl when all you had to do was give the ball to Marshawn Lynch inside the 2-yard line a few years ago. And then I would have won that bet. I would have won everything. And I'm going to get a second chance right here because I think the Seahawks dominate this game. Their defensive play calling will be a cover 6, even though you say they don't play this. I think
JC, I want you to tell everybody what cover 6 is.
You have your too high shell, and you have 4 defensive backs around that too high shell in the backfield of the defense. Sean McDermott ran this defensive positioning in Week 15, and it just absolutely confused Drake May to the extent that he went 14 of 23 for 155 yards, and he had a rating of 62.8. The following week, Baltimore did the same thing, and for 20% of the game, and they never played. Baltimore is a man defense, but they played this cover 6, and Drake May went 2 out of 8 with 1 interception and was literally confused the whole damn time they ran that defense. Efficiency goes way down for Drake May when he looks at this defensive position. He holds on to the ball way too long, and that's why I think you're going to get that over 6.5 rushing attempts, because it's going to confuse him. And Mike McDonald is one of the best, if not the best, defensive play callers in the business. So I think you're going to see this cover 6 package. I think they're going to do it because Sean McDermott, the ex-coach of the Buffalo Bills, showed the league how you slow down Drake May, and this is how I think it's going to happen. Seattle is number 1 in the NFL of all 14 playoff teams who run a cover 6, and they are the number 3 team all season long to have run this defense.
I still don't know what cover 6 is. Will you explain
6 D back. I just told you.
6 defensive backs?
You got 2 high. Yes, cover 6. And you watch. They're going to basically hold Drake May to basically.
I think the Seahawks are going to do what the Seahawks do well, and that's what they're.
I just told you. All right. Well, so I think we're going to see this. I think Drake May is going to be confused. I don't think he's going to be effective. That's why I think he's going to run the ball, and that's why you're going to win that rushing attempt prop of over 6.
Andy on Facebook Live says, where does Matt Stafford rank among all-time great QBs? Top 10? In my opinion, yes.
He's the MVP. We loved that prop a month and a half ago when everybody was hollering for Drake.
Did he win the MVP?
He's the MVP.
Okay, I didn't know that.
MVP. I have fans. Here is Carmen from Texas saying, brilliant analysis. Teach the QB something.
Yeah, because JC, the reason I keep asking you about cover 6.
Love Carmen from Texas.
It's different coverages. Each team has their own terminology. That's why I never even played on a team that had cover 6. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
that's why I keep joking with you.
I understand.
Because they call it different things.
Yeah, that's fine.
Franklin wants to know who's better, the Rams or the Patriots. I think the Rams are still the best team in football.
Well, I wish they would have beat Seattle just one time in Seattle. If that had been the case, we would be the Rams would be in this game. New England's defense, they are the 9th. They rank 9th most for the team that plays man defense in the NFC. That will not work against JSN. They're going to double team him and then throw in some sort of zone positioning for the rest of their defensive package. And I think the only way.
Are you stealing people's playbooks?
I'm telling you right now. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. I mean, there are just hardly any teams that play man more than New England. That's just what Vrabel does, and that's not going to work against JSN. So you're going to double team him with some zone principles. You're going to force Donald to throw it to Barner and Cooper Kupp, hence the over 2.5 on Cooper Kupp. Seattle is number 2 in the league in yards per target to their wide receivers and their running backs. I think it's a lock. Seattle wins this game -4.5. You can buy it up to 6. I really think it's a Seahawk kind of day. I hate them. They're not my team, but I do love Cooper Kupp. He's a great LA Ram. He's going to win his 2nd Super Bowl. He's got this big fat beard and this hair to protect his head from concussions in that helmet. And it's just,
that helps?
I think it does. That's why you see these afros. And I that's my theory, and I'm going to go with it, QB. So I believe in the Seahawks here. I believe in Sam Darnold, one of the most unheralded quarterbacks we've ever seen in our life to win this many football games in 2 years. Take Seattle and be confident.
So Gator 5150 on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing, says, does this Super Bowl matchup kind of remind you a little bit of 2002 Patriots, where they were certainly not expected to win? Feels that way to me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, but it doesn't mean they are. I'm convinced Seattle's going to win this game. I think they're the better team. I think they have the better defense. I think New England's a great story. I think Vrabel's a Hall of Famer. I think Drake May is going to have an amazing career. I think they're going to win more games in the NFC or AFC East than any other team, including Buffalo. But the issue is not Buffalo. It's going to be Seattle. And New England ran the ball up and down the field on the Bills. Travion Henderson is some guy you might know of. I love his prop as well, but he's not going to run the ball all over the Seahawks the way he did against the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo couldn't stop the run. This is why I can't understand what Liam Cohen was doing with the Jaguars when they just didn't give the ball to ETN nearly enough in that playoff game. They wanted Trevor Lawrence to try to win the game for them, and that's exactly what Buffalo wanted as well. And it didn't work out for Jacksonville, did it? So I think you're going to see New England try to run the ball. I think Drake May is absolutely going to go over his rushing attempts number at 6.5.
That's a lot of runs, JC.
It's a lot of runs because he's going to have trouble with that cover 6. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but you got to remember, if he doesn't get past the line of scrimmage, it ain't going to count as a run.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, these are run attempts. I'm not looking at yardage. I think
right, but if he doesn't get past the line of scrimmage, it ain't going to count.
That doesn't count as a rush attempt?
They're going to call that a sack.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right about that. Maybe I won't do that run, but I'm damn sure going to do Cooper Kupp over 2.5 receptions and Sammy Darnold over 31.5 passing attempts. That's a lot of passing attempts too. But Kenneth Walker, my play is Kenneth Walker over 21.5 receiving yards. That's the big one for me.
Electronics World Integration Design Specialist for Smart Home Automation and Entertainment. Let Electronics World bring the Florida Gator basketball and NFL to your living room. That's electronicsworld.net.
Electronics World. You can also get Kenneth Walker at 6-1, almost 7-1 for MVP. If he scores 2 touchdowns and has anywhere near 100 yards in passing and receiving total, he will be the MVP. He will be. So
what if Sam Darnold throws for 4 touchdowns though?
Then he will be the MVP. The quarterback, this award, the Super Bowl MVP is a quarterback award. There's no question about that.
All MVP type awards are.
Yeah, it's typically the quarterback. Yeah, that's right. That's why you're getting odds.
This text on the Titan of our text line says, when did JC become an expert in defense, hairstyles, and concussion protocol?
I mean, this right here is a explanation of how to play chess. Okay, all you have to do is read, folks. I can now maybe last more than 3 minutes against my engineering son in chess because I read. I am telling you, I've been reading about this game. And
is it legal for you to use that while you're playing chess?
Well, I think it is. I mean, this basically.
JC, are you one of those guys that has the little cheat sheet when you sit at the blackjack table?
No. I played that properly down at Atlantis, and those biatches still took me for a ride. I mean, they buried me in the casino, but I won on the golf course, and all I did was basically a money transfer, a physical transfer from the golf course right to that little slot at the table where they take this thing and they shove it down there into the abyss. You'll never see it again. It's gone. All JC's golf winnings went right in that little slot. That's why I actually have to go to work today, and I'm going to go to work. And all you have to do, folks, if you have problems in this world, is just try to out-earn your problems. That's all you have to do. If you have problems, just out-earn them. If you out-earn your problems, all of a sudden, they kind of just disappear. So I love that.
That's what I do on the golf course. I out-athlete the golf ball, Jason.
That's right. You have to out-earn your problems in this world. You damn sure do.
This Day in Sports brought to you by Campus USA Credit Union, where proud member Stephen Orr Spurrier Banks in 2005, the Super Bowl at Alltel Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. The Patriots beat the Eagles 24-21.
I remember that. And
Deion Branch was your MVP.
MVP, Deion Branch. What a name. Boy, Tom Brady. When you just look back, you think Mahomes is going to have more Super Bowls than Tom Brady. And I understand why you think that, but I still think it's going to be Brady. And I just what he was able to do with that one
Brady
team.
Can't get any more.
No, he can't. But he won it with 2 different teams. And it's just beyond comprehension how his coach, Bill Belichick, didn't get a first ballot vote. And that was more of a protest vote of who Bill Belichick
those guys
is.
that didn't vote for him,
they're idiots.
Have their vote taken away.
That's right. That is a
say.
disservice of the responsibility of voting. That is absolutely right, QB. Disservice.
Clint says on YouTube, brought to you by Quality Plumbing. JC,
level up
with some of your wireless earbuds with all your gambling winnings.
I was warned not to do that because of radiation potential hazards.
If that's the case, I'm dying next week.
You're dead. You're dead. I have
earbuds in all day long. Usually,
I keep thinking of OJ's lawyer, Johnny Cochran. Everywhere he went, he had that phone up to his ear. Every single picture you saw of Johnny Cochran outside of court, he had that phone against his ear. He died in his 50s of brain cancer.
What the hell made you think of Johnny Cochran?
Well, it's the whole thing with the phone, right? He walked around like this, and his head blew up with cancer. All right. So he's gone.
I didn't even know they had cell phones back when he was doing
and they were
days.
big. They looked like, the lasagna,
phone?
the frozen lasagnas that you buy. They're big packages. Those phones were huge. They weren't as good or as efficient as these skinny little ones here. Somebody told me the other day I needed to upgrade to an iPhone 16 or 17.
JC, I'm on like iPhone. I have like the 8 or the 9.
You and I, we hate to have to keep buying new stuff when the stuff we have works.
If somebody would come take my phone and go do it for me, I'd pay for it. I just don't want to have the time to deal with it.
I hate walking in those stores. I can't stand it. It's almost as bad as going into a vitamin shop. It really is terrible, but it's not that bad actually. You got to deal with waiting in line. You got to wait for some guy whose phone doesn't work to be done with the service technician, and then finally you get to your cell phone and they want to upsell you the newest iPhone. I understand. I'd totally do it. Clint, you're right. Clint, I like this Clint Irby. He makes me laugh. Winning at life with JC. Should we start a segment at that? Winning at life segment, like a 10-minute segment where you don't have to talk, and it's just great because I'll give you life tips like how to out earn your problems and what to do with earphones so that you don't get a melanoma in your head or whatever. A carcinoma, God forbid, horrible disease. I'm just trying to play the odds here, QB. The odds are that someone said if you don't use the wireless headphone things, your odds are better.
It's too late for me now. Andy says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law, what's our favorite Winter Olympic sport, if we have any?
I love the downhill.
I didn't even know. Do you know the Olympics already started?
I saw a commercial for it.
Well, I wanted to watch Law and Order last night. and instead they're doing some damn Olympic stuff.
It's outrageous. I'm a big downhill skier, but I can't believe how fast these people go down.
Lindsey Vonn tore her ACL the other day,
and she's still going to ski. She still wants to. She is the toughest downhiller, but I think it's Michaela Schifrin. If you want to go get some odds on Michaela Schifrin for gold, just do it. I mean, she's the best downhill skier on earth. But that doesn't mean she's going to beat some Austrian or some Italian who might win it. But the Olympics are great. So my favorite, I like the curling because everybody sits around and drinks beer and watches these rather overweight fellas slide down this thing. Whatever the hell that sport is, no idea, but it just mesmerizes me. I can watch curling.
Push the pot and use the broom.
It's incredible the way they sweep. And then the downhill skiing, I can do without the figure skating.
I like the ski jump.
Ski jump's awesome when they're like this. But the thing I don't like of these sports that require Russians to vote or judge on who wins and loses, because Russians are corrupt. So I don't like figure skating. I don't like doubles figure skating. I think that's all on the take. So I couldn't tell you what's good or what's bad. It all looks the same to me. They all do the same damn thing. So give me downhill skiing, the ski jump, curling.
The luge.
The luge is insane. So I think that's cool.
There's two girls that are speed skaters from Ocala. Do you know that, JC?
Well, God bless them. They got to beat the Dutch. That's almost impossible.
No, they've won medals already in previous Olympics.
Okay,
it's just amazing that.
Let's go, Ocala.
Both from Ocala.
Speed skaters. It's a winter wonderland down there in Marion County. It truly is. And we've got hockey in Tampa and Miami. We've got Stanley Cups living in Florida. Basically, permanent residents in Florida. The Stanley Cup, right? So yeah, I can see where Florida's a winter Olympic sport state. Absolutely is. So I kind of like the Winter Games. I'm kind of a fan. I like the scenery of wherever it is they are participating. And so, except I didn't care for Sochi, Russia. I just don't like anything Russian. But I did like Lillehammer when it was in Norway. I liked it when it was in Japan because you always saw Mount Fuji in the background. I thought that was cool. And I'm going to watch the Winter Olympics. So if I get a chance. And so Law and Order, you're just going to have to wait and watch the reruns, QB.
Well, no, it'll be over. I mean, it'll come back on in a couple of weeks once the Olympics is over.
John Jett likes the bobsled. Totally get it. Now, listen, I'm not. Please, the Russians, I have a Russian client. I don't dislike Russians, okay? I just don't like their judges in sporting events because I think they cheat. But I have nothing against Russians, okay? I don't want to get shot when I walk outside the house today by the KGB. I don't hate Russia, okay? I don't. But, there are problems that come out of that country sometimes. So I guess we have them here too. So I'll just retract some of what I said about the Russians. I just don't like their judges in sporting events. I think that's been noted as problematic. We'll just go with that. We'll go with that. I don't want anybody to hate me for that. I really don't. But people are people. You have to judge them normally. And anyway. So, all right. So, again, to recap before you get with Chris, the Gators lay the wood. The Kentucky Wildcats at home against Tennessee. And then we've got Kenneth Walker over 21.5, Cooper Kupp over 2.5 receptions, Sam Darnold over 31.5 pass attempts, and Drake May over 6.5 rushing attempts. Those would be the ones I look at. I think
over 31.5 pass attempts. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot, but New England's going to play that man, and they're going to try to go after him. And basically the situation is the Seahawks are going to win this game by 31-17. QB, what's your score?
I will say 24-10.
Oh, low score. So you're taking the under. All right.
Okay. We got to get Chris Harry there.
Sounds good, guys. See you Monday.
Have a great weekend. FJC, join us on the Titan & More Highline, courtesy of Comfort Tent. Miapa Latin Cafe. We love Gator basketball so much. Everyone at the O-Dome gets a free empanada when the opposing team misses 2 consecutive free throws in the second half. Take a quick time out. Come back. We'll talk a little hoops with Chris Harry from FloridaGators.com. You're watching and listening to PodUp Matthews in the Morning from the International Diamond Center Studios. We'll be right back.
Our premium sponsors are Atlantic Roofing, Campus USA Credit Union, International Diamond Center, J.F. Hayden's Craft Liqueurs, Los Linderos Tequila, Meldon Law, Titan MRI and Imaging, Castaway Sauce, UF Health Orthopedics. Gridiron sponsors are Baker Sports, Comfort Temp, Florida Cracker Oyster, Electronics World, Gallo Car Wash, Miapa Latin Cafe, Peachland Dental, Quality Plumbing, Ruse Ogre State Farm, Silverback Concrete, 84 Lumber, Big Mills Cheesesteaks, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Florida Cracker Kitchen, Gator Dominoes, Ironwood Golf Course, McDonald's of Gainesville, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, UF Bookstores, Advocare, MG&A Wealth. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And to advertise, call my man Freddie, 352-284-3733.
What's up, everyone? I'm Mike Pouncey, and this is my twin brother Marquise Pouncey, and this is Life After Football.
Let's go.
We are the owners of Tropical Distillery, and JF Hayden's is our liqueur brand. We have 5 different flavors: a mango, a lychee, an espresso, citrus, and key lime pie. We pride ourselves on not only being a Florida-made brand, but also a cocktail solution. With that being said, cheers and go Gators.
The jewelry store with the most likes, the most positive reviews, the most raving fans is International Diamond Center.
IDC is definitely a place that I will come to as long as I live here. This will be my go-to place always.
Literally the best jewelry store in town. You'll make friends for life coming in here. I felt like family from the beginning. The value was extraordinary.
I've got a beautiful diamond on my finger, and I'm very proud of it.
International Diamond Center.
I'm very happy to show it off.
At Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Hi there, this is Coach Steve Spurrier, and I want to let you know that by popular demand, Spurrier's Gridiron Grill's delicious brunch is now served in a premium buffet. You have spoken, we have listened, and we're now serving Gainesville's only elevated buffet, complete with an omelet station, ginger sage chicken sausage, shredded short rib, plus you can enjoy bottomless mimosas and Bloody Marys. So join us every Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 3 for the best brunch in town.
Welcome back to the International Diamond Center Studios. Florida Cracker Oyster Bar and Grill's the ultimate spot for seafood and more. No matter the occasion, they're ready to welcome you, Florida Cracker style. Check them out in Keystone Heights. Back to the Titan & More Highline, courtesy of Comfort Tent. We're joined by FloridaGators.com senior writer, Harry Fodder, better known as Chris Harry. What's up, Chris?
Morning, Shane. All right,
we're
at the midway point of the Southeastern Conference basketball season.
We're at midpoint.
We are.
All right, and we're basically be playing for the top seed, so to speak, this weekend.
Yeah, well, I mean, the winner will assume first place,
right,
and have a tiebreaker because there's only one meeting between the two of them this season. So It's a significant game. It's funny when if you go back to when the schedule came out last summer and you look at these great games on the Florida basketball schedule. The SEC games or whatever. You had all these great Saturday night games. They were all at the O-Dome. It was Tennessee, it was Auburn, it was Kentucky, it was Arkansas. One more comes to mind. I can't. But you didn't think like a Saturday night 8:30 game at A&M would have the juice that it's going to have, and it is going to have some juice, boy. I tell you that.
Yeah, it is. Obviously their game the other night was very entertaining. I love our matchup against them. I spoke briefly, and I was a little incorrect because I didn't think they had anybody over 6'6", 6'7", but Agee, who's a pretty good player, 6'8".
He's 6'8" playing the 5. He's 6'8" playing a playmaking 5 position kind of.
Right, and then they have 6'11" Frederico, but he doesn't play a whole lot.
He doesn't play. They also have a 6'10" guy, I think, also.
Yeah.
That may, but most of their minutes, guys, yes, he's AG or Aggie, whatever, how do you say his name? He's the biggest guy they're going to play, and the problem, Florida will be fine in the side. They got to get the ball in first of all. They got to get it across half court and then get organized. If they can do that without turning it into turning the ball over and letting them spray the ball around and get open threes. This is a very chaotic system that A&M runs. It's kind of like what FSU does, except it's better. Certainly more. And what Bucky McMillan's been able to do when you think about it, I mean, he came to the party late. Buzz Williams had gone to Maryland. He lost basically all but one guy off his roster, and to be able to reload with all transfers and have them playing this efficiently in this kind of complicated system. I don't know if it's complicated or not if you're a player, but I mean, this kind of unique system, it's credit to the guy. I think he should be in all the conversations. He's a leader for SEC coach. I think he should be in all the conversations for national coach of the year as well.
Yeah, I agree with that. You just mentioned about their press. Obviously, they press no matter what. After made baskets, missed baskets, it's the old.
They press on missed free throws.
Yeah, it's like 40 minutes of hell back in the day of Arkansas. But when you just mentioned it, and I'm sure we're going to set up our half-court offense. But, Chris, I feel like we have an advantage if we break the press. Lots of layups and dunks with the way our big guys run the floor.
Correct, but you got to do that first. And the second part of that, which I didn't get to just a minute ago, Florida's been playing really, really well. I mean, they had 2 turnovers against Alabama in a game, a very frenetic game like this one is going to be. That's what Alabama wants to play at. Also, I think Texas A&M is kind of like goes a notch up with their full court pressure and what have you. But we'll talk about Alex Condan and talk about Ruben Chinyolo last week. Boogie Flan has turned a corner here with this team and the way he's running. Ball's not going in the basket for him from 3-point line, and that's the case for a couple other guys on the team. But the fact that they're playing at the level they are and scoring the points they are is a testament, obviously, to the front court, which is probably the best in the country. But the way that Boogie is kind of figuring some things out and getting more ingratiated with this offense and being able to move the ball and figure some things out with relative to how Todd Golden wants to play.
Going back to the Alabama game, and we text a little bit during the game. I know you're busy, and I wear you out during the game, but
hardly.
But I thought it was Alex Condan's best game to me because he had that one 3-point attempt, but it was almost like Golden and Carlin Hartman said, "Look, get your ass in the paint down by the restricted area and go to work." And he was very efficient. I personally think that entire game from start to finish was the best game I've seen the Gators play under Todd Golden. I just thought it was fascinating and phenomenal. I know we won the national title, but it wasn't a complete game. I thought we just dominated Alabama in every phase. I thought the game plan was outstanding, and they executed it.
Yeah, and I'll say this, though. Alabama didn't play very good.
Well, they're not very – here's the thing, Chris. They don't play defense.
They are not a very good defensive team. His defenses have been like this. So I think one year they had a number 3 defense in the country. They haven't. I think with the Brandon Miller year, they haven't been there in quite some time. But their sloppiness with the basketball really surprised me. I mean, LeBaron Philon is I see him in these mock drafts as a top hat in a lottery pick as a point guard. He didn't look like one the other day. But you mentioned Alex Condan. I talked to Carlin Hartman after practice and just about how proud he was in terms of Alex responding from that Auburn game, the way he did all last. I think eight assists in the South Carolina game. Remember, this is the second leading assist guy on the team right now. He said there was some stuff going on in Australia, just kind of in the back of his head that he kind of wishes he could have been there to kind of help with. And we as fans or reporters or podcasters or restaurateurs, whatever we watch these games. You don't think about what's going on with kids. And you were a student athlete for 5 years. I'm sure you had some stuff going on in your life, right? That preoccupied your mind. And sometimes you got to give a guy a break a little bit. And everyone's talking about Alex Condan. He can't shoot threes, and right now he can't. That's true. Last year he was okay at it, not great at it, but at least serviceable. Carlin kind of talked to him. Let's just forget about people talking about your 3-point shots, about you thinking about the NBA and how you got to make 3-point shots. Let's get back to what you do best. And to your point, he responded, and it was his best game of the season. Coincidentally, he had his best game of the season last year against Alabama too. So maybe it's the way those guys don't play defense in the post. But he was great, and Ruben Chinula was great also.
Well, I wanted to bring up that 20-second sequence, whatever it was, it caused a shot clock violation where he's one-on-one with their 2 best guards and they can't get open. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that. I mean, if he's not the defensive player of the year, something is wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I think, when something like that is there on a nationally televised game, I saw where it was the ABC's #1 rated college basketball game since 2008 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of people saw that clip, obviously made its rounds on social media ad nauseum. And I mean, it's LeBaron Philon, who we just talked about, a lottery pick, then right. So he gets Reisel to try a step back, and he's right in his face, and then he tries to go Euro. I got some Alabama fans. It wasn't a travel. It wasn't a travel. What? Maybe not in the NBA. It wasn't a travel because they let you get away with stuff like that. But it was an elite performance, and I saw Ruben in the training room there. I go, Ruben, you won National Player of the Week, and you couldn't even get SEC Player of the Week. You lost it to that guy over there on the other side. He goes, I don't care. We win game.
It's great. Andy's question for you on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mel Law. Chris, what's your take on Walter Clayton's trade, and is there more of an opportunity for him in Memphis?
Probably. Memphis is in that rebuild, tear down mode. So I was stunned at how many first-round picks they have down the line.
I saw that. Is that all next year?
No. It's like kind of like Thunder, kind of what they're 15 over 5 years or whatever. But I think Memphis probably would have liked to move John Morant. I'm not, I don't know. But for Walter, I mean, this is the NBA. This is going to happen. Look at all the names that got traded. It's just like it was just reach into a jar of jelly beans with guys' names on it and what it comes out as. But I can't sit here and say I know Memphis's personnel up and down, but they made a trade for a first-round draft pick, and I imagine they're going to try to get him the ball.
Yeah.
We see what he can do.
Monty in Lynchburg, Virginia, on the Titan More text line says,
Lynchburg.
Ask Chris the following. What percentage of the NIL budget goes to men's basketball team compared to the football team? And do you think that changes if Golden wins another championship?
They got a pretty healthy percentage of it this year. Their payroll, it's not in the, I don't think it's in the top 10 in the country, but once again, these NIL rules, if they ever get enforced in terms of they got to use that, that X amount has to go, and there's only so much you can pay, and all this, that, and the other. it'll all even out a little bit, but they're doing right for Todd Golden, and
Well, and
rightfully
plus
so.
Todd's roster makeup, I'm trying to think right now, like the highest recruited kids, so to speak, or graded or whatever it is, would be Boogie Flan.
In terms of high school.
Correct.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know how many.
But he was a transfer.
Right, but what I'm saying is we found Tommy Houck, kind of a diamond in the rough, I would say. He found Ruben.
First of all, Tommy and Condo weren't even top 100 recruits in their class.
Right.
So that's a testament to the coaches. Like Kevin Hovde was a Thomas Hawk guy. Condo was a Jonathan Sapphire kind of fine, but they were on him a little bit internationally. They're going to be heavily involved in the international market for the team next season. That's a conversation for another day. But I can tell you, Ruben Chinyelu again was a transfer from Washington State. So they manage these budgets, and Xavier Lee is very well paid. Boogie Fan's very well paid. All these guys are well compensated along the lines of what you think. Basketball players make more than football players, by the way.
Oh, I know.
As you know. Yeah.
Hey, I think they talked about it, and I talked about it on my show on the broadcast the other day, where going into the Alabama game, statistically, we were better offensively and defensively.
Then
wise, whatever that stat is, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Offensive and defensive overall efficiency, yeah.
Yes.
Better than what?
Last year's team at that point.
Yeah, I would think that's probably right. Florida, the offense really started. I think it was the defense that really picked up last season. I think at the end of the year, offense was 3 and defense was 6. And remember, the year before, it was offense was 12 and defense was 94th. To your point, let's give a shout out to Dave Klatsky, who came from NYU to take over the defense. And they had to do some stuff early on to figure some things out early in the season. They haven't figured it out completely, but he's got these guys playing really, really well on that side of the ball, obviously, and it helps when you got those great rim protectors and all that size. Boogie Flan's phenomenal.
He's an elite defender.
Absolutely, he's very long. You don't appreciate how long he is until you have to try to dribble around him, and his hands are so quick in passing lanes. You can't account for them. And now his confidence is really growing, and I think he's probably as healthy as he's been maybe since he's been in college basketball right now. And just you got to kind of let him cook right now because he's doing that.
Yeah. Gators lost their OC and their DC in basketball to head jobs last year. And this is probably a conversation for another time, but some coaches, they like being assistants. Some want to be, they strive to be a head coach. Colin Hartman, I mean, what he's done is remarkable. You got any idea if he wants to be a head coach, or does he just want to hang out?
I'm sure. Yes, of course he wants to be a head coach, but Colin Hartman's probably, I'm just trying to say here, probably 54, 55 years old.
He's a few years younger than me.
That's right. And, when you're at that point, you got a family and stuff, those are decisions you have to remember. Like Dusty May, younger, obviously, he was here making probably, over $500,000 associate head coach, goes to Florida Atlantic for a massive pay cut. So those are life decisions you have to make.
Good point.
And there is something to be said about that. So I think Colin Hartman would like to be a head coach very much. I think he would like to be a coach at probably at a brand school or a name school or a power conference kind of team. And you can make the case that he certainly has put himself in a position where he deserves to be talked to on that. He's had a couple opportunities to go to some places, but he stayed here, and Florida obviously has benefited from that. Those players have benefited from it.
Yeah, for sure. He didn't his son sign with Michigan?
Michigan.
Wow.
Joseph. He's in practice just about every day. Watch.
Awesome. Text here from William on the Titan MR text line. Chris, do you like the trades that your Washington Wizards made?
Who asked that question?
William.
William.
They're not the Wizards. What are they still the Wizards?
They're the Wizards. They're the Wizards.
Okay.
Yeah. the fact they gave away 2 first-round picks, that one of them is the Thunders this year, which probably could be the last pick in the draft, right? And the other was Golden State in 2030 or something like that. And I think it can't even be like it can't even be a lottery pick or something like that. But now they still got all their young players. They have their one this year, which, assuming they tank out, which they're trying to do, it's going to be a very, very high draft pick. And now, and I don't know if street clothes is ever going to be healthy, but they got Anthony Davis. They got another player, Alex Sarr, who was the second pick in the draft last year, in the low post. And, Trae Young, I don't think he's a winning player, but he's awfully exciting player. They got a bunch of young guys. It's probably as exciting a time for Wizard fans just to what could be since the Bradley Beal, John Wall era, obviously, but a lot remains to be seen. There's someone tweeted out, who's stopping this duo? And I respond to it, the trainers, because they're never healthy between Anthony Davis and Trae Young. Those guys have missed a lot of games recently.
Yeah. Who you got in the Super Bowl?
I got the Seahawks. I just think their defense, and I know the Patriots have a really good defense, but I know you love Drake May and all this stuff, but I mean
I like Sam Darnold too, though.
And Sam Darnold, I've read some stories about him this week. How he does have stinkers every now and then, and obviously against a defense like New England, this could be the one. But I mean, Drake May doesn't go back there and just beat you. The defense beats you. I think he's a game manager right now. True? Yes or no, Mr. Quarterback?
You talking about
Is he a game
May?
manager? Yeah.
I mean, he's had a really good year. That people talk about the schedule that the Patriots had. They didn't play a lot of the top teams, and look, he's talented. I think he's going to have a phenomenal career. But he's had a few games where he struggled as well. And let me tell you something. He's probably going against the best defense in football.
That's what I'm saying. And the elements won't be there. Denver was supposedly the best defense in football, and the snow and all that stuff and the quarterback situation even that out. So that's one of the reasons I have leaning toward the Seahawks.
Chris, good stuff as always. People can follow him on Twitter at Gators Chris. He tweets during if you're not watching the game, you can follow Chris. He gives updates.
Who do you like Saturday night in College Station, Shay?
Oh, I like Florida. I think we roll Buckyball. I just don't think they've played.
We're gonna roll Buckyball.
I do.
Is that what you said?
Here's why: because I think we're so athletic. We're gonna break the press, and we're gonna have a bunch of dunks and layups. I really believe that. And they have not seen defense. And
I will say this: they are
like we have.
They are 7-2 in the league. They're 6-0 against the bottom half of the conference. 1-2 against the top half of the conference.
Yeah.
But I will say this also: fans like you don't understand how hard it is to win on the road sometimes.
I do agree with that. But I trust our guys the way we're playing now. I trust our coach. I just think our big guys are so athletic and long. They can't match up with it. So
interesting stat: Florida hasn't won 4 road games in a row since 2017. Wow. They have a chance to do that this week. So let's keep that in mind.
Yeah. Should be a good one, be a great environment. Enjoy College Station, my man. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. See you, Shane.
Chris Harry does a great job on FloridaGators.com. We appreciate him and JC joining the program today. Castaway Hot Sauce, try their signature ball kicker hot sauce inspired by the HBC Steve Spurrier and his famous kick in 1966. Have a great weekend, folks. Enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll talk about it all on Monday. See you.